Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Take your seat, please.
Thank you, sir.
Are you perfectly all right?
Yes.
Health-wise?
Yes.
You are sure?
Yes.
You are slightly hesitating.
Sir, actually, I am suffering from a little cough right now.
Yeah.
So that's the only health problem that I am right now facing.
People are scared of cough these days.
Yes.
Let us start with Delhi.
Sure, sir.
Why is it among the worst polluted cities in the world?
So there are various reasons. The first reason being the geographical location of Delhi. So it is surrounded by a number of states which are agricultural states, Haryana, Rajasthan, UP, and we see that there is a lot of stubble burning which goes on there. So the first reason being the stubble burning. So there are a lot of vehicles plying on the roads of Delhi, leading to a lot of vehicular pollution. So thirdly is the industrial pollution, which is also high. And so coming on, the people in Delhi, they are also a lot more towards consumerism as compared to the rest of the country. So I think these are the four major reasons.
When CNG came in, I suppose you remember that time, do you?
Yes.
For a while it looked like Delhi air is improved. But finally even CNG hasn't worked. Why?
Sir, I think the major reason for CNG not being able to work here is firstly the number of vehicles that are non-CNG. We have a number of diesel petrol vehicles. So second is the intra and interstate movement that Delhi has to face. So a number of vehicles that are not even destined for Delhi, they come and they go out. So Delhi being the capital region also see a number of movement in and out of the city. And so fourthly, CNG was a good move and is still a very good move as the Delhi public transport is using CNG right now. But at the same time, we have to move towards a behavioral change wherein the number of vehicles themselves go down so as to curb the air pollution.
Another solution that was thought about was mass transport.
Yes.
Even that doesn't seem to have worked. In spite of metro, pollution level hasn't gone down. Again, why?
Sir, there is no conclusive study that says that there is no pollution if decreased because of metro. So, but I believe that because of the annual and daily ridership that metro has, it has led to a significant decrease in the pollution of Delhi. But at the same time, we have seen that there are a number of the increase in the number of vehicles and the daily registration of the vehicles that is being done in Delhi is very high.
How do you get farmers in Haryana, Western UP and Punjab stop stubble burning?
Sir, if we work on the very cause problem of stubble burning, so the major cause of stubble burning is the limited time period that the people have, the farmers have in Haryana and UP between the last harvesting season and the next sowing season for wheat or some other crops. So they find it very incentive to go for stubble burning because of various economic as well as social reasons. So I think incentivizing farmers to move towards technology, spreading awareness about the pollution and spreading awareness and making them more responsible towards the environment. So I
thought main reason for stubble burning is farmers' belief that stubble burning will increase soil fertility. How do you cure that?
Sir, I think the very initiatives of government wherein it has started engaging the scientists with the farmers and having a number of Kisan call centers as well as involvement of Panchayati Raj institutions and various Gram Panchayats at the local level to tell them and to make them aware that the stubble burning is not the actual solution of this problem.
Incentivize them.
Yes, sir.
How?
So there was a technological improvement by happy seeder machine or by having a number of community-led solutions that can be engaged. So the farmer can be said that instead of burning the crops or burning the remnants of the crops, they can instead sell the same to the government or to various other NGOs or startups that may find alternative use to the same.
So we need interstate coordination for this.
Definitely, sir.
There is no body available to do that.
Sir, I think we don't need a body for each and everything. It is something which needs urgent attention, and our Delhi
So far
Chief
nobody
Minister,
has moved on those lines.
Sir, I'm sorry, I would like to differ from this point, wherein there is, I think, a periodic meeting which happens between the Delhi Chief Minister, the Secretary, as well as the surrounding areas Chief Ministers at the onset of Diwali season and periodically afterwards. There are various meetings that happen. So I think, sir, there are things
Will
that
odd
are
even work?
Sir, with the odd even scheme, the major success of that was the Delhi roads became less congested. With regard to the pollution, there was no such major improvement as far as the AQI indicators, the air quality indicators were seen. Sir, but I think that is again a good move because along with decreasing pollution, it also increases the community feeling. Sir, because while going to office, me and my neighbor used to collaborate with ourselves.
Second part, according to me, worse than pollution is that it's a dangerous city for women. Why is it so?
Sir, it's unfortunate for having such an image for Delhi. Sir, again, the reasons are many. So, first major reason I think is the reportage of crime is very high in Delhi. So, Delhi is surrounded by a number of places and is having open and porous borders, wherein it is very easy for a criminal mindset person to come, do some criminal activity against women and go back. So thirdly, I think that Delhi being the capital region, the expectations from Delhi is also very high. I think that also leads to the somewhat bad image of Delhi in the people's mind.
Nupur, taking on this same, this line of questioning, is there something wrong with the genetics of the men in, this North India? Because you find that in Gujarat, on the road, basically women throughout, can be there up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and there is no one, coming and pouncing upon them. By and large, I think, I'm not, very sure about, Maharashtra, but I think the same situation will be there. So, western part of the country. Of course, I cannot say same thing about the whole of South, but it is still much safer as compared to, basically Delhi, especially Delhi. Basically, you can say that, porous borders and all that, but there is some kind of a criminal bent of mind, and especially the sexual crimes against the women. What do you say on that?
Sir, as far as the genetics are concerned, I am very sorry, I have little knowledge on the same. Sir, but I think the root cause of the problem is the type of upbringing of the families and the family level to the educational institutes and to the society. Sir, how we are raising the kids over here. Sir, Delhi is also seeing a number of sexual crimes, I think, because there are a number of unauthorized colonies as well as there are a number of shelters that can be used by these criminal mindset people.
Okay. Tell me one thing, that you feel that, in Gujarat and Maharashtra and other states, that means, basically the upraising of the males is being done more properly, then that should be used as a model by, basically the North Indians. That is what I was pointing at.
Sir, I think that the historical reason So wherein because of the closeness to the Silk Route and the various number of battles that have occurred in Panipat or Haryana, so I think we have attached a lot of respect and honor of the family with the girls. So I think when a person commits a crime against a woman, he thinks that he is being more powerful, or there is a sense of power in him, which is not there as far as Gujarat or say southern states are concerned.
Now tell me, about this stubble burning. This issue has, cropped up suddenly in last 6-7 years.
Yes, sir.
Before 6 years, that means before, 2010. Leave these 9 years in which, every year we say stubble burning, stubble burning. Before 2010, there was no stubble burning. So if it was not so, then why farmers were not burning? And if they were burning, why pollution was not happening?
So coming to the first part of the question, the stubble burning was still there prior to 2010, but the pollution was, or its effect was not so pronounced because sir, in the last 8 to 9 years, the climate change has also occurred, wherein we are seeing that the summer season has been more prolonged, and the onset of winters, sir, that has changed due to climate change. So for example, we used to wear the winter uniform right from October 1 when I used to go to school, and today the school students, they change their clothing towards the winter uniform, I think in around mid-November. So that shows that there has been a climate change in last 7 to 8 years.
Fine.
Yes.
Your subject is public administration?
Yes, sir.
Indian Institute of Public Administration, which year it was founded, where it was situated, and what was the reason for, founding it?
Sir, I am very sorry, I am not aware about when it was created. It is right now in Delhi. The headquarters is in New Delhi. So the main reason of IIPA, that is the Indian Institute of Public Administration, is to, so firstly, spreading awareness and having some courses on public administration. So secondly, it also conducts a number of lectures for public servants as such. And so third major reason.
What was the connection of Paul Appleby to IIPA?
Thank you, sir. Paul Appleby was the one who suggested to our first Prime Minister to set up IIPA, and sir, he suggested it.
According to the National Association of Public Administration, there are 4 main pillars of public administration. What are they? They all start with E.
4 E's.
Sir, if you allow me to guess the question.
3 of them I will name for you. 4th one you have to spell out. Economy.
Let's hear her guess. She is trying to guess.
Are you going to?
Yeah.
Sir, I tried to.
Try.
So the first one is economy.
Right. I spelled it out for you. Others?
So the second one is, I think, equity.
Yes.
So the third one is employment or
No.
Mark of good administration.
Ethics. I'm sorry, sir.
What do you measure by input versus output ratio?
Efficiency.
That is.
Yes, efficiency.
Administrative efficiency is the most important among these pillars. That is what I was, trying to know. What is the managerial perspective of public administration? There are many perspectives. There is a legalistic perspective, there is, occupational perspective, discipline perspective, and there is a managerial perspective.
Sir, according to the managerial school of thought, it says that public administration is the study of post-corp. That means it is the study of planning, organizing, structuring.
Okay. What are the main challenges of public administration in India? Just list 4 of them and I will be happy.
Sir, I think the first major challenge of public administration was, so first,
At present, as on today.
so first is the efficiency, how efficient we can be at delivering.
Is it a challenge?
Yes, sir, to some extent, because this is our nature.
You mean to say that our public administration system or governance system is inefficient and it should become more efficient? That is a challenge?
Sir, I just want to say that it is efficient, but the efficiency can be
Okay,
improved.
one. Second,
So second is the corruption. Corruption is the one thing that is hailing Indian administration.
Third.
So the third is the technology, the integration of technology with the administration as such. So that means e-technology or e-governance as such. So the fourth major challenge is the low participation of people at large. I mean, we try.
what are the North Indian desserts you cook?
It's time for them.
Sir,
Very much. And I mean, that will be the happiest person to have them. Please.
yes, sir. Sir, my favorite is suji ka halwa.
Okay.
Sir, other than that, I also make chawal ki kheer.
Alright.
I also tried gulab jamun, custard.
That's not North Indian.
Sir, gulab jamun.
Is North Indian?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think so.
Rasgulla is Bengali.
And Odia.
And
They
Ah,
will
that's
fix
one
it.
question.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, Rasogulla is Odia, but Rasgulla is North Indian.
Yeah.
okay.
Can you make shahi tukda?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
कैसे बनता है?
Sir, Shahi Tukda is a Mughlai cuisine which is made by having a bread. I mean, we take a bread loaf, cut it side, fry the same, sir. And on the other burner, we make our chashni. Chashni is usually made by milk in Shahi Tukda, and we add some kesar as well as sugar in it, along with some elaichi powder, cardamom powder, sir. Sir, after the Shahi Tukda is ready, we pour the chashni over it and freeze it. for
South
some time.
Indians in Hyderabad also make something, similar to shahi tukda. You know what it is called?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Hyderabadis call it double ka meetha.
Double ka meetha.
Okay, yes, sir.
It's a different type, but whenever you have a chance,
I
please
have
call
one
it.
question on it. There was no bread during Mughal times.
कैसे बनता?
How can it become Mughlai dish?
हाँ, कैसे बने?
Sir, because we can also have flour, wheat flour or the gram flour, and we can make dough out of it. Dough can be, sir, we can add yeast to it and make bread and then do the same.
Tell me, you've been a resident of Delhi for a long time.
Yes, sir.
How much did the recent Delhi riots pay you?
Sir, a lot, sir. It's very unfortunate to see Delhi, and it's very unfortunate to see that such a thing is being happening in.
As a prospective administrator, how did you view the riots?
Sir, as a prospective administrator, as well as a citizen of Delhi, and as well as an intelligence operator right now.
What do you mean by intelligence
What is that?
operative?
Sir, I'm working in intelligence bureau as an.
Why is it not anywhere here?
Over here.
Sir, actually I joined the intelligence bureau after the DAP was there. Yes. Sir, I think that there were a number of lapses. There were a number of factors which led to the same, and there were a number of lapses which happened on ground that could have been improved as far as the Delhi riots were concerned. Sir.
Now that you
You
mentioned
knew
about
Ankit Sharma personally?
No, sir, I didn't meet him personally, but he was known to a number of my batchmates.
What are they saying about his death?
Sir, the investigation is still going on right now, but according to the preliminary reports, according to them, it's more a result of some personal animosity that he had in his localities.
I see. Are you posted as IB officer in Delhi?
Sir, I am undergoing training right
Right
now
now.
as an assistant central intelligence officer in Delhi, sir.
Okay, sorry.
I know that you know much more than probably we do. Capital punishment. You see the trajectory of the case of how good or bad is that for Delhi? Should the considerations of the law and what is protecting the rights of the accused, so to speak, overwhelm the justice for Nirbhaya?
Sir, it is disheartening to see that such convicts are still alive or they have not yet gotten their punishment even after like 7 years of that deadly incident which happened in Delhi. Sir, but at the same time I feel that as long as the rule of law and the law is being followed, that is still a justice. Sir, by all the means, they tried all the means, all the curative petitions were heard. And sir, even right now the Supreme Court also said that the Nirbhaya, the convicts of the Nirbhaya rape case would be hanged on the set date. And if that doesn't happen, there would be a special sitting for this evening. Sir, it's also heartening that even the MHA also came in and gave its inputs regarding the slow judicial system right now.
Okay. As a resident of Delhi, how do you view the divide? Is it helping the cause of Delhi or is it actually disrupting?
Sir, Delhi is having a special status wherein the power of both the Lieutenant Governor as well as the Chief Minister and his cabinet has been properly defined in the Constitution. Sir, as a resident of Delhi,
power of Lieutenant Governor is defined in the Constitution?
No, sir. Sir, actually, the power of the central government.
Because I heard you.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Sir, but if any kind of spat which happens between the elected government and the Lieutenant Governor regarding the powers or regarding the functions, and if it leads to a disruption of functions on the whole, sir, it's bad. But after the Supreme Court judgment last year on the same, sir, I think the things are going good between both of them.
Okay, last question.
No, men only accept that he or his ministers are just beating our batsmen.
Also, if you have a situation where the Chief Minister and his deputy are protesting for 3 days in the outer waiting room of the Lieutenant Governor, that doesn't show a very healthy division of duties.
And the Chief Secretary of the state is, he alleges and files an FIR that he is beaten up in the residence of the Chief Minister by one of the legislators. What do you think?
Sir, I am not privy to the details of what actually happened over there. Sir, but yes, that was a very unfortunate incident that happened. The administration as such moves only when the elected government as well as the permanent executives, they both come together and perform on ground. So any kind of cooperation, so they should be cooperating in each and every way that is possible. And any kind of miscommunication or a fight or a spat between any of them is always bad for the governance of the state.
One last question. You did your MA in Public Administration from IGNOU.
Yes.
Was that under the Open University scheme?
Yes, sir.
Are we exploiting the Open University scheme to its fullest? I want your opinion on that. Did you take advantage of it? Can more people take advantage of it? Is it being adequately advertised? The awareness on that scheme. Can you tell me something on that?
Sir, IGNOU is considered one of the best open learning institutes in India. And sir, I think that the number of enrollments, the number of students that get enrolled, plus the number of courses that it imparts, they are very high in number as well as qualitative also. Sir, but there is a lot that can be done. There should be proper advertisements, more advertisements of such programs by IGNOU. So for example, there was a very innovative program of IGNOU saying it was all about social work and women. I mean, social work in the field of women as a diploma course. Such courses are very innovative and they are available at just a click of button. But we don't have such access. I mean, the awareness is very low. So I think the awareness can be worked upon. And there is also an initiative by the government wherein the engineering and various technical degrees can also be imparted online. I think that's also a good initiative. So.
And there's also, you've done work in the connection of entrepreneurship, right? So I'm very curious, if you had the opportunity to be a social entrepreneur and enough funds from a good large corporate, CSR funds, what would you choose to work?
Sir, if
and how? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How, why?
Sir, if I can be one of the social entrepreneurs and I have whole access to funds, etc. Yeah. Sir, I would like to work upon the mensuration and
you have access to funds and the machinery of the state.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, I would like to work about the mensuration and its awareness amongst the women, especially in Delhi as well as the surrounding areas. So, sir, but I think by appearing for civil services, I'm working I'm aspiring to be a social entrepreneur at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not asking for a justification. So what is the reason why you would choose that particular problem? That's what I'm asking.
So usually the menstruation is still considered a taboo in our society.
Yeah.
And
there's
that's
a slight difference. We're talking about menstruation.
Yeah. Menstruation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Menstruation is an engineering term.
Menstruation.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Sir, it is still considered in the hinterland and especially in the hinterland, sir. So, for example, I am coming from Narela and that is a suburban tehsil of Delhi. So there is a tradition of women not going to kitchens, not going to temples when they are menstruating.
Yeah.
So at the same time, the availability of good sanitary napkins, cheap sanitary napkins are still...
Ritual purity and this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Your English essay writing and diary writing, how does it help you? Especially diary writing, how does it help you?
Sir, I take diary writing as a daily task manager wherein I write what I'll do the next day and I check myself. Sir, along with the same, I think diary writing helps me in not only analyzing my performance but also improving upon the same. So it also helps me in managing my relations in a better way with my near and dear ones.
Okay, and my last question, you have a very beautiful name, Nupur, right? What does it mean?
Sir, it means gungru in Hindi and anklet in English.
Okay.
Yes, sir, payal.
Payal. So, given that, have you been attracted to the arts and what kind of artistic pursuits do you have in this?
Sir,
because it's connected to dance very often.
Yes, sir.
That's why.
Sir, I used to do Zumba earlier. I also tried doing Kathak in school, but I couldn't. Sir, but I think Gungru or Nupur name justifies my personality because I think just as Gungru produces a very pleasant sound, I am also having a pleasant personality or a positive impression amongst my friends or the place where I go to. Sir, as it belongs to the legs, I think I also want to serve the nation in every way possible. Sir.
Okay, so this is your aspiration for the nation. What is your aspiration for yourself?
Sir, I would also like to dance. Not Kathak or not having because I couldn't when I tried it at school.
And so what style of dance?
Freestyle.
Yes, sir. Freestyle dancing and more toward the contemporary dance form, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Nupur, I am the last trouble you and bother you. So I'll have a little difficult, only then you will remember me, otherwise you will forget me. Okay. So pardon me. You are an intelligence operative. I am not going to details of the thing. There are two basic prerequisites to be successful intelligence operative. Can you name those two?
So the first major requirement of being a good intelligence officer is to merge in the background. We have to work anonymously. I mean, there should be some discreetness in how we work.
Yeah.
So the second basic requirement is never ever to expose our cover and the purpose for which we are collecting the said intelligence.
One has to say, you must be a good observer, and B, you must be an inquisitive person. These two are the basic requirement. Will that be correct or wrong? The rest are all matter of details. Hiding behind the curtain, not to be seen. But without these two qualities, one can never succeed. Second point on the same thing.
Thank you, sir.
People say, no, I'm not. People say he's got a super sense, he's got a sixth sense. But in 21st century, there is a huge shortage of uncommon common sense. You agree with this? And if you don't have uncommon common sense, you will never succeed in intelligence field. Is that understanding correct or wrong?
Yes, sir, definitely. The sixth sense or the thing which is like, okay, I have a hints that this he might be wrong or she might be correct, or sir, while investigating someone, there is a thing which comes as an uncommon common sense, which must be there and which is a prerequisite for a good intelligence officer.
Good. We'll shift our focus slightly away from not only Delhi but from India also.
Sure, sir.
The present Queen of Britain, she is 93 years young. When she became Queen, she was 21 years old. What was the year when she became Queen?
Sir, I think you just mentioned that she was 21 years old when she became the Queen.
That was my mistake.
No, but he is asking the year in which
She was
became
crowned as a Queen.
not her age,
Okay, thank you.
19 something, which year?
So this is 2020 and she is around, she is 93 years old. She was 93 years old in 2019. That means 2019 minus
Right line of it.
You are right.
93 minus 21, that is 73. So
It was 52.
yes, sir.
Okay. Other thing is, there has been a torchbearer. She is known as the mother of all revolutions. And she is the first Arab lady to have received Nobel Peace Prize. You know who she is? And she was just 23. Okay, do you know from where the Arab Spring started?
So it started from Tunisia,
And then spread into?
Egypt and various other Middle East
Okay.
countries.
Can you now guess? She is the first Nobel Prize winner in the Arab countries. Do you know the second or the first Nobel Prize winner in a Muslim country? There is a difference between an Arab country and a Muslim country.
Yes, sir.
First woman Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize.
I'm sorry, sir.
Or a
I
girl.
did knowledge.
Or a girl.
Malala Yousafzai
Right.
is one.
We were discussing on the issue of Greco-Roman Empire. Now they call it Greece. First lady president ever in the history of Greece. Just 2 days back, she became a president. Any idea?
I'm sorry, sir. I think I missed that.
Don't worry, don't worry. What are your views about release of Farooq Abdullah? Was he in custody or did he volunteer himself to be placed in custody? To save himself, A from the terrorist and B from his so-called his own followers. Your views on that?
Sir, he was detained under Public Safety Act of Jammu and Kashmir. I'm not very sure whether he detained, he volunteered to surrender himself or the administration detained him. Sir, but I think that was a long demand of various opposition leaders as well as various members of the parliament to release Farooq Abdullah, as well as other political leaders from Kashmir. So I think it's a good move, and it will lead towards normalization of Kashmir as such.
Recently, the President of the United States visited Delhi,
Yes, sir.
and his joint press conference or joint statement when he stood with the Prime Minister of India, he said we are entering into a comprehensive world strategic partnership. Exact word he used. What will be the implication of this to India? What will they expect from us? Your views on this. And this will do something in the public administration also.
So the India-USA relationship have increased or have improved since 1991, or more so after 2008 nuclear deal that happened. So the coming up of this comprehensive strategic partnership that Mr. Trump talked about, sir, it is of very high significance to India. Sir, he has a number of expectations from India. Sir, the major ones being some regularizations about the IPR, the dairy products, the trade deficit that we have, although that's a very small one. So the fourth being the various tariffs that we have on say Harley Davidson motorcycles, etc. So apart from these, I think we have a very high potential, and both USA and India can and will have to come forward and collaborate so as to contain the aggressive stand of China and the Indian subcontinent. Sir.
Okay, final point. The committee was appointed by the government of India to look into the defense structure of India, reorganization of defense structure, and also rebalancing of the defense budget. It was known as expert committee, and they submitted their recommendation, and they are now implemented under implementation. First 3-4 very prominent, very important recommendations have been implemented in the last 3 months. Can you name any 2-3 of them? What major things have taken place in India?
Sir, I think the major recommendations which recently got implemented was one, the appointment of Bipin Rawat sir, as the new military advisor, as well as the chief of the, I'm sorry sir, I forgot the name.
Chief of Defence Staff.
Chief of Defence Staff, thank you sir, CDS. Sir, apart from that, there was also a permanent commission of PCOS, of Security Commission, which was established, and a military advisor wing which came in, which is also headed by Bipin Rawat sir. Sir, I think the fourth one was related to having a joint theatre command that should come up, that are coming up by his recommendations.
And establishment out of the 188, the Department of Military Affairs, which has never been there,
Yes, thank you.
become part of the Ministry of Defence.
Yes.
And the same committee has also mentioned about the role of women leading the armed forces. They have not questioned the competence of ladies.
Yes, sir.
Recently there has been controversy. Your views on the controversy?
So the controversy regarding women was more towards having women in the combat roles. So according to the government stand, there is still a lack of infrastructure as far as the women living in those harsh conditions in border areas is concerned. There is a lack of toilets, or living in a bunker situations with the soldiers having not accustomed with living with a lady. They are the major issues, sir. But I think having ladies in the combat roles in a long term would be a very progressive step. We already have ladies in second in command in various ministries, and the Supreme Court also gave a yes to having women in various departments or in the military architecture. So that is the only area wherein the ladies are not there, I think, and it's time that we should have.
There are 11 departments in the armed forces
Yes.
which are already working.
Yes.
From intelligence to general recruitment branch, everybody is working.
Yes.
They're flying helicopters, they're flying fighter aircraft, so there's nothing which they cannot do it.
Yes.
But rightly you said there are certain problems in the odd areas, in combat role. Okay. So that is what it is. But you think our Indian society is so open society like a Western society. People quote, oh USA में ये होता है, Netherlands में ये होता है, Finland, have they ever fought a war? Where the ladies had to participate in the war.
Or even Israel, are they in combat roles?
Sir,
Your take on that?
sir, I'm not sure whether any of these countries have women fighters. Sir, but we in Indian society itself, we had seen a number of Indian fighters. Sir, the Jhansi Ki Rani, Lakshmi Bai.
We have today in the army.
Sir, even the army of the Subhash Chandra Bose, the INA, was having a women contingent army in her. Sir, even in the recent Republic Day parade, we had Captain Tanya Sheth-Gill leading an old male contingent. Sir, I think that was a very empowering.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're right.
Can you give me a recent example of
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
I was just going to mention the Kurdish army and the role that women have
There
played.
is a lot to discuss. When you come back, we'll discuss.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, sir.